Hey my fellow diamond friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalikaloo on the internet, and I also go by the name of Kali, and I'm very happy to have you on my channel for today's WIP&SIP&CHAT. So if you're new to diamond painting or new to my channel in general, WIP stands for work in progress. I'm going to work on this beautiful kit here, but you're not going get any information about it just yet. Maybe a few of you do recognize what it is just by this small little picture here. Maybe you don't, but it's a picture from our shop. It's a hand-shotted painting, and it will be like a little bit of a surprise. But I really wanted to move on this kit, so just to be able to show it to you once it's all done. But yeah, so this is the section I started already. I just finished like the special drills you can see here, and I'm going to work with this one. So this is my WIP. You can get out your WIP, whatever it might be, and then you can work alongside me on your own kit or whatever it is you're doing while I'm going to chat. And we also have like the sipping part, which means go grab something to drink. I got some black tea with me. You know, I'm a big tea drinker. If you follow me for quite some time, I do not enjoy coffee. So it won't be coffee for me, even though I tried a few times in my life. No coffee for me. So just going to sit down, take out your WIP or your project, if it's crocheting, whatever it is, and join me for today's little chat. So I'm going to work on this section here. It might not take so long today. We will see if I open up another section at that time, or if I'm just going to break off like the video once the section is finished. I'm not sure yet. I have a hell of a lot to do today, and I'm just going to try like to fill it with this WIP&SIP&CHAT. I still want to film the little how to use putty and how to create your own putty. That's a video I really wanted to do this week, so I tried to do it later, like after this video maybe, so that it can go up like maybe next week. I really wanted to do it this week, but I had so much to do and time went by so quickly actually. Like I didn't even know where all of this time went, to be quite honest. There was so much to do, but I will tell you a little bit more about that. So I have been off work this week. It's actually a holiday here. A few holidays actually, like we were off the entire week. I was off the entire week, and it all started with this weekend. So this weekend was really nice. We did like relax a little bit. I really already came in the mood of enjoying a holiday. And on Monday it was my boyfriend's birthday. And for his birthday, like I had planned to get him a bonsai. Like he really loves plants as much as I do, if not even more. And he was like the one that got me into all of these closed bonsais, you know, like the one that you put in a glass jar and you keep it sealed for like more or less a year. You once trim your plants if they grow a little bit big, but in general you keep it closed. Like you add your plants, you add special soil, you add things, and then once it's all ready, you give it a little bit of water, and then you seal it with like a cork on the top. And usually you just like keep it closed because like the water cycle, you have the soil and you have a little bit of stones down there. So the water cycle of the earth is like created naturally, which means that you don't really need to look after it. You just can keep it growing. And it's the same, like I wanted to take, like that's what he likes. And we already did a few together because he loves that. And he had been like cleaning his terrariums now for quite like a few weeks ago. It's not called bonsai, these are called terrariums, sorry. And he's also a lot into bonsais, and he had a few apparently when he was living on his own. before we met, and they kind of all died because he just like did not have the time or did not have like the conditions to keep them growing. A few were like more complicated. You know, it's like with every plant, you have like beginner friendly plants and you have plants for experts, and there were a few of those that did not survive. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to get him a bonsai. The thing is, I really am no expert of them, so I was like looking for him to just tell me more or less which kind of bonsai he would like. I have no idea about it. I did a little bit of research. I know that the one we have already, it's pretty easy to take care of. So I was like, okay, but I don't want to give him like the same we already have. This is a little bit boring. So I wanted to give him another one. And I went to a variety of places over here in Luxembourg, but I did not find any. And then with work, like I did not have the time to go all the places. I even went to a shop called Bonsai, and they, I must say, did not even have one single bonsai, so I was really sad about that. But I did not find any. So until his birthday, I just had like one single little gift. I was really happy to have found that because it's terrarium. You know, mostly in the terrariums you have, like I told you guys, these plants that are like home plants that you can just grow inside, indoors. And often it's like with soil and stuff. And here we have, it's called Marimo. I don't know if you're interested in it, but if you're maybe interested, you may know what it is. But it's some kind of algae that you can find at the bottom, very deep bottom of the ocean, or I think also rivers, maybe it depends. And it's like a ball, like imagine a fur ball, but it's the same, it's just an algae. Do you say algae? Algae sounds like a little bit of French. Algae, maybe? You know, this green thing, seaweed thing that you can find at the bottom of, I think it's seaweed, that you can find at the bottom of the ocean. And it's in the form of a ball, seaweed in a form of a ball. And the thing is, it is actually a living thing. So if you don't have a pet, you can use that. And it comes in a small bottle, like the bottles that sometimes you see in movies that the kids throw into the ocean. To make it float and to see where it will get to, and if someone can find that secret bottle. And it's sealed, of course, and all you have to do is like you have to change the water every, I would say, 10 to 3 weeks, and just like squish the Marimo a little bit so that the water comes out of him, and you have him very clean, and then you can keep him back, like put him back into his bottle, and that's it. So I really thought that is nice since we don't have any terrarium with water. So it was something different from what we usually had. And I gave it to him and he was really happy about it. But it was just like some small thing and I really wanted to give him something else. So for his birthday we went to Metz. Metz is like a bigger city in France that's very close to where we are living. And so we went there. And once we arrived there, I tried like to find a way like to find out which bonsai he likes. So we went to different places, and in the end, we also found shops that did sell some bonsais. And in the first shop, there was one that was like really big and really old, like I think over 20 years, the tree in the little pot, which is already a lot. And he told me like he had one like that before, and it unfortunately died. And so I was like, yeah, I want to give him like that for his birthday. And he told me, but it's way, way, way too expensive. They asked like over, I think, nearly 500 euros for that one plant. And he was like, no, that's way too expensive. You can find it like, that's way too expensive. Don't buy it. And I often like listen to him because he knows best like about the prices. And there's another big shop that's also next to it. They also sell like bonsais. So we went to that place. And what's funny about his bonsai that he wanted, like or that he showed to me. It's a pepper bonsai. So if you touch its leaves, it gives a very, very nice smell. So I really wanted to give him one like that, even a smaller one. I don't mind, so that he can enjoy it and regrow it since the last one died. And we arrived at the next shop, and they have a lot of very beautiful plants. It's a big, big shop. I really enjoy it every time we go there. They also have like these special monstera plants, like with the white spots. So they have a lot of variety as well. And I have a look at the bonsai, and there is one like you wanted. And it's really big already, and I was like, oh yeah. Then I have a closer look at it, and I see that there are like insects on it, and I go immediately like, oh no. Like, if you don't know, there are like a few insects that come on your plants that are really harmful to them, and it's like really difficult to get rid of them. And it's like the same for these. There were like all of these white spots under the leaves, and I already knew it. Like, I knew, no, I can't take this one, because if we take it, there's just like the risk of contamination of every other plant we have in the house. And getting rid of them is like really difficult. And you have to buy like this spray, you have to take care. And I think like if you sell something, or if you offer, especially as a birthday present, something to someone, it should be like neat, like it should not be contaminated already, and you have like to buy extra products to take care of it. So in the end, I decided not to take it, and I was really sad because I wanted to gift him like a bonsai, and I felt like I did not really find one. And I felt like really bad because I did not make it in time for his birthday, like to give him the present. He was like, no, it's all fine. You don't have to feel sad. You gave me my remote. That's already fine. And I was like, no, but I really wanted to. Na. And so I was really sad that it did not work out. But he completely understood like that I did not want to give him like a present that was already, or a plant that was already sick. Like, that's not the way it should be, right? And I also had a look at all of the other plants that were in the shop, like the bonsais. And I felt like there were a lot of plants that had these little insects on them. So I did not want to buy there, and we just left with no plants. Later on, we went to Cultura. Cultura is a shop I told you about already, and I'm really like having the urge to go there today as well. Well, not to this exactly same one, but to another one closer to my hometown. And they have like a lot of stuff, like from crafting. They sell, for example, diamond dots kits. They don't sell like other brands, like they have just a few kits, always the same, to be quite honest. But they have like a different kind of things there for crafting, all kinds of crafting. If you like to work with colors, pencils, aquarelle. If you love Fimo, they have also Fimo. They have all of these things you want to do, like pottery and stuff. Like, they have all of it. And if you like enjoy crafting, like, it's really a realm you can discover there. I enjoy going there. It's like really my favorite shop. And to top it all, they also have like a ton of books. Like, they are mainly known for their books, I guess. All category mixed, like from fantasy to romance to literature, like a lot of literature, to comics, to mangas, to everything. They also sell DVDs and CDs where you can find a lot of K-pop music if you love to listen to K-pop as well. And yeah, a lot of things they have. And so I really enjoy going there, and you can find me there like often, like once a week at least. But I'm trying to go a little bit less often at time, because like every time I go there, I just find something. They also sell like games, board games or card games, whatever it is. You can find it there. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in instances as well, if you love games. But we were there and it's not like my usual one. So I have this one cultura where I love to go because I know every single spot. I know where everything is. And it's just like so cozy when I go there because I feel like I'm home since I go there so often. But here it's different because I don't really know how things are placed. I don't know where everything is. So it's a little bit of a discovery. And often this leads to the fact that I don't buy as much because I feel like, I don't know, it's just not like home. The other one feels very, very comfy, so I prefer that. And yeah, so we were there and we have already finished having a look at the books where I bought another book about, did I tell you about the indigenous? No, I don't think I told you about that. I will tell you about this also. And then we discovered the aisle of games and I bought him this Venusaur nano, what they call it, nanogram construction. So if you like Lego, you have to place all of these little places together, these pieces together to create something. And they also have the same with Pokemon. So you have a few Pokemons that they did create as some kind of Lego. It's not from Lego, it's from Nanogram, they call themselves. And they had also Venusaur, and it's one that we had not seen yet, so I did buy him it for his birthday, and he was really, really happy. We already have like the starters, like the 3 starters, the very first generation, of course. Then we have like the big dragon. I don't know what he's called in English. Like I know the name in French and in German. I watched it as a kid in German, so I don't really know the names in English. Sorry for that. Charizard. Is it Charizard? I think it's Charizard. But he's really well known. So if you have the Pokemon card, don't sell it. Just keep it. It's really, really expensive at the moment. So you can make a lot of money if you have it. If you love Pokemon, just go check your collection. By the way, or if you know someone who played back when they were younger as kids, we did like trade them, I remember. But yeah, anyways, so that's what I found and he was really happy about that already. And since we did not find real bonsai, they had the Lego bonsai, so I just like bought him the Lego bonsai. And he was happy about that because we always wanted to do it and he loves the Lego plants, so I was happy for him, but it was not exactly what I wanted to give him. So for me, it was still a little bit of a disappointment because I did not find the right thing I wanted to gift. But since he was happy, I was a little bit happy as well. And we did like construct this Lego bonsai tree yesterday. And what is fun, there are like 2 fun parts with that one, is you can either build it in green, like you can decide to make the leaves all green, like green foliage, like a real bonsai, or you can make it like pink. And we decided to go with the pink one. And the pink one is actually made of 101 frogs. So the leaves that you see are actually frogs. I tried to take a picture and to upload it either at the end of the video or up here so you can have a look at it. But it's really fun because they are just like frogs, for real, like real frogs, and no leaves, which is fun as a product and project. And so yeah, we did build this one yesterday. It had over 800 pieces with already 100 frogs. There's one place where you just have to put in a ton of small round Lego pieces in the pot to create like these little stones or the grains that are inside of the pot around the tree. So this was really quickly done, but I enjoyed working on it. It was really fun. Really, really fun. So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you a little bit about Lego and about the birthday bash. In the end, we just like went back to the city where we met with his family and we had a lovely time there. We just ate at some place. It was really good food. We had, what did we get? Like I got some cold soup. It was a cream soup about, I don't know really what it was. I can't remember, but it was really good. Afterwards we did eat so much. Like when we went there in the around midday, we went there and I had a banh mi, this Vietnamese, like I would say kind of a baguette filled with pork. I chose pork. It was really, I like it. Like whenever we go there, I'm always like, can we go eat a banh mi? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And so we ate there, and I had already eaten a lot because we just enjoyed ourselves, and we had a walk around the city, and in the evening we went back like to eat with his family, and so we had already eaten quite a lot in the afternoon. So when we came, they also had Starbucks, but yeah, I don't know. It was not as good like as generally. I don't go as often, but sometimes I'm just like craving for something, and they don't have like this Costa or anything that we have, like that they have in England. So I was like, it has to be a Starbucks then. But it was not so good like usually, so I was a little bit disappointed about that as well. And then of course like we ate, and I had just some risotto. I felt like it's like not as much as meat, because if I had meat in the evening as well, like I think I would have like eaten so much, and I did not want to overeat. So it was fun. Like I was happy to meet his parents again, like his mother mainly. Good time. And for the rest of the week, I was a little bit busy like with all shop-related things, because, you know, we have the shop week, we have Ruby Neighbors week, so Arolf Junior X Works week. And it was quite a lot to do because I prepared the interview in advance. I had to cut the interview, I had to prepare things, I had to update the web page. There was actually a lot of things to do, and also like we added this hand-rendered chart that is going up. So if you don't have checked it out, there are still a few hours left to go and get it. All of her paintings are free. Not free, but like 15% off this week. So if you enjoy her artwork, it may be the time to get them. And you can also like tip her, of course. I just want to say this. I don't want to like spend all the time of the WIP&SIP&CHAT talking about the shop. But you can leave a tip at the end of the checkout if you want, and the entirety of this amount goes to Ruby. So that's something that I wanted to do, to just like kind of give back something to our artists as well, because I think this is really important. Of course, the art is legally licensed, so there's always a part that goes to our artists, but I think like having a week of an artist is like also a great way to give them like a little bit of recognition, and to help them like getting a little bit of support as well. So if you like her artwork, or even if you don't buy something from her and you just want to tip her, that's also a possibility. Can be done as well. So what else did I want to tell you? I wanted to tell you about what? Like at Bonsai, I did tell you about, like I wanted to show you a game as well, and I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the reading. So when we went to this place called Cultura, I always love to check out the games. Sometimes I bring back a puzzle, sometimes I bring back some fun game. I love the Unlock series. If you don't know what it is, it's some kind of escape game, and you have like to work with your phone, you have to use the microphone, and you have to use like you can use a lot of different things like typing, touching, and so on of the screen. And we also bought this one here. It's called Storybox. It's the series that's called Dreams, and also like all of the bad dreams that we can have. And what is it about? So you can play 2 to 8 players. We did it yesterday evening. You have cards in it with like pictures. And you have like the board. This is the board. You have to lay it down flat like this. And then you have like the cards, and we played it as 2 people because like we were just like 2, but you can go up to 8 players, and the more the merrier, I guess, because you start with 3 cards. And once you have a card, you just like, you have a look at your 3 cards. You're not allowed to show them. And they're very beautiful. Just like have a look at the cards. They're very, very beautiful. And you have to invent a story, which is nice. So someone starts and the other like place the card on top of that, and they build a story. And you have to remember the story the exact way. So what happens, you have a chronometer, you just like use 2 minutes, you tell a story. If you're 2, it's easier. If you're 8, it's like really more complicated to remember everything. And then you just like explain the story again. Once the time is up, you just have like to recreate a story. You don't show the cards. You have to reveal them one by one, and each one at a time must say what's the next step of the story. If you know it, you get 2 plus points. If you don't know it, you get -1. And if you need some help and you get it right, it's +1. So we did actually pretty great. So I think it's easier if, or not easier, just like rightly, it's more complicated if you're more people. But I think this makes it even funnier. I really want to try it out if we have a family dinner once to see if it works quite well. It's really a nice little game. It does not take a lot of time. They say 15 minutes. Maybe if you play more, like we had 5 minutes around, more or less. So it's really for a quick game. Or if you're in the car and you really want the kids to like do something for the trip, stay a little bit quiet, why not? I think it's a fun game. So it's called Storybox. I think you should find it like in a lot of different languages, I guess. Really, really fun. I enjoyed it. But let's diamond paint a little bit more. So, and the last thing I wanted to tell you, and I think once I've finished like with my little piece here, I'm also going to stop the video because I have another video I want to film. And I have been speaking for actually half an hour. I did not like, I would not think that it would take me so much, but here we go. So the thing is, like, I don't know why. I'm currently super interested in everything related to North American indigenous history. And I can't explain to you where this does come from, but I have like a need to rewatch Pocahontas. I have a need to know more about the indigenous people that lived in the States before like all of these white people came. And so when I went to Cultura last time, I did buy 2 books. I actually bought one of which was a story, and I think this is actually how it started. I went there and I went to the more contemporary literature books that they had. And I just picked up every book I liked and I read at what they said, something that I usually don't do. But I wanted to discover something new, and there was like this one book that got my eye. Do you say that in English? I don't know. But it stood out to me because there was like just this very simple book cover with a man on his horse, and he was a little bit hidden. His face was hidden, so you could not see, but the background, it was very neutral, and it looked a lot like some Indian person. And that got my curiosity, and then I read it, and it's called Sang Pur, Pure Blood in French, and I also did read it in French. So it's about like a boy who is living with his parents in Montana also. I don't know why, but I'm really interested in all of these like northern regions. At the moment, like Montana, all of these nature places, I would love to go there and to visit that. That would really, I think I would really enjoy doing that. So we are having a look at maybe going there. I don't know, first I want to go back to Japan again, but I would really love to go as well to the United States, especially north, and just have a look at all of these beautiful places. Yeah, so Montana, it's where it takes place. And you have like this little boy, you will see a little bit how he grew up with his parents. Mama and father Tulsa, they are called, and they are from a tribe that survived like the exploitation and the pursuit of like the white colonizers. And so they try to get out of there, and he's like one of these people from that remaining tribe. At least that's what he's thinking, because later on he learns that from his parents that they are not his real parents. They tell him that his real parents were from France and that they died, and they asked like the family who served them, like the Indians, like they kind of helped them with their farm, and they asked them if like they could like take care of their kid just before they died. And so that's what they did, like they took care of him for his entire life. And then comes the time, of course, when his own parents, like the Indian parents, they are dying because of age and because of whatever. I'm not going to spoil everything to you. And his mother actually reveals to him what happened really with his parents. And so he goes back to where they were originally from. He goes to France to discover like where he did come from. And this is what the book is actually about. He's about like discovering his origins. And more than that, like it's something that may happen to a lot of people. And I know if you have like maybe a kid that has been adopted, this is a wonderful book. Like it gives you so much insight about a person who wants not just to know where he's coming from, but also where does he belong now that this has actually been revealed. And so he finds out where he did come from. He goes to the original place in France. I'm not going to spoil anything to you if you want to read it. It's a really short book, but very, very nicely explained. And there's a lot of things that you would not expect that happen in the book. So if you're curious, I'm not going to spoil anything. But like he will discover the origin, the mystery around his parents. And he also will discover where he does belong to, like where does he see himself. And that's something that I think is really important. I don't know if it's just like for people who adopt it, but also people who try and struggle with finding themselves in general, like where do they belong to in this life, in this society. Really beautiful book, and there were a few parts that I actually marked and that I really want to read maybe in a few years of time. It was really a nice short lecture, and after reading this I really want to go into the second book that I bought, which is like more about the history of America, and it's just like the first part. It is from the beginning when the white people came to United States, like America in general, sorry. And when they like kind of, until the 20th century, I think it's 1919, I think it's where it's going to. So that is what I have been doing. And this is what this small part looks like. And I'm not going to reveal the rest to you. I'm sorry about that. But this is the part that I have been working on. I just finished the section. I'm really happy with what it looks like. I'm sorry I'm not the straightest placer, but that's fine with me. It's just like going to shrink a little over time as well. So no worries there. If you want, you can check out our hand rendered section. They are like currently like, there should be like, when you watch this, there should be like 3 pieces up there that we have hand charted. So you can just have a look at it. Like there are 2 small ones and 1 big one. the one from Ruby Navish. So don't forget, it's Ruby Navish week. If you want to have a look at her artwork, you can do this. 15% off until Sunday 11:59 p.m. CET. And this is it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you stay healthy, hydrated. Don't forget to sip something while you're crafting. And I wish you a very, very rest of the weekend. Bye, guys.